Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Sunday. Okay, guys, happy Memorial Day weekend. Happy, if I don't know, do we barbecue today? Whatever you do, if you guys are going out and you're partying it up and you're like, you know what, I want to have some ribs, but I also want to have some fucking tequila or beer or I don't know, wine. Just make sure that you, I was going to say that you drive safe, that you don't drive. That's what I meant. It's not funny. Nobody wants to be a Shenandoah on Memorial Day. Anyways, back to it. We're back to talk about the fact that Jax Taylor has been seen with this mystery man, mystery woman. God, it is 7:30 in the morning here, you guys. I keep saying that in every video. Actually, now it is 8:02. So sorry. We're gonna get into all of the shenanigans, no pun intended. But smash that like button, show some love, and let's jump right in.
Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
All right, guys. So we got to start off with the Jax Taylor of it all because Jax Taylor is just a shit show, to say the least. Anyways, here we go. Thank you to page 6. Jax Taylor was spotted with the mystery woman after the Brittany Cartwright separation. Now, Jax Taylor may be moving on. Vanderpump Rules alum, who's 44 now, which is crazy, was spotted with a mystery lady Friday night at the Oaks Tavern in Sherman Oaks, California, following his separation from Brittany Cartwright. Now, TMZ reports that Jax was out with friends while he was seen getting close to the unidentified woman. It's interesting, like, even when they showed the video or the photo of it, it's like, I don't know. Now, eyewitnesses told the outlet that Jax Taylor arrived at the bar with the group, including the woman, around 11:30 p.m., and some of his pals later went on stage to perform karaoke, but Jax and his female companion did not show any major PDA. The pair left together around 1 a.m. in the morning. Now, reps for both Jax and Brittany did not immediately respond to page 6 requests for comment, but the estranged couple announced their separation back in February. This was shortly after the premiere of The Valley. Now, Brittany later shared during an appearance on Watch What Happens Live in April that she was staying in an Airbnb while they co-parent their son, Cruz. And she also claimed that they decided to separate after having a horrible fight that led to her breaking point. Now, she was like a veil was lifted. And I noticed everything. They always say a woman can hit her breaking point, and it's hard to come back from that. But Jax ended up telling Entertainment Tonight later that month that the reason for their split was communication issues, but promised that he was working on himself as they were trying to figure things out. I don't know what's going to happen. The separation has definitely been good for me, but I do miss her and I miss her a lot. So I don't know. We'll see if she'll take me back. Now, around the same time, he also told E! News that he was going through a lot of personal issues at the time of their breakup, but every week it's changing. We're talking, we're eating dinner, we're going out for drinks. So who knows? Do I want to be back together again? Of course I would, but we got to see what's healthy for our son. Meaning, really at this point, doesn't sound like he's too confident in that. I mean, we'll see if we get back together. I'm doing a lot of work on myself. Well, what's the work? I'm going out until 3 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the morning with this girl. What do you mean? What's the work? That's the work. It's like, you're treading on thin ice a little bit here, buddy. But hold on. Doesn't stop there. We're going to take it over to Teddi Mellencamp really quick. Thank you to Reality Blurb. Teddi Mellencamp looked back on a traumatizing conversation that she had with her dad, John Mellencamp, on a podcast over the weekend. Now, days after reacting to the recent separation of Dorit and her husband, PK, and admitting that the timing of their announcement was odd, she spoke to Kate Hudson and Oliver Hudson on their podcast about her complicated past with her father. I think he always tried his best, is what Teddi explained on the Sibling Revelry podcast via People Magazine. Do I think that we're in a better place now than when I was a kid? Yes, but also because, I didn't really understand the importance of a good relationship with my parents when I was a kid. According to Teddi, she and John faced a divide after he and her mom, Vicky, divorced. I probably really hurt his feelings. She said that she preferred to stay with her mom and friends rather than flying to Indiana to be with him. I mean, there was one point we joke about this conversation because it's probably so traumatizing, but I got mad at him for something and he said, "You know what? Fuck you, Teddy. I have other kids." And we didn't really talk for a couple of years. Now, although Teddy denied being impacted by the split itself, she did feel harmed by her parents' demeanor towards one another after their breakup. One thing that I say to this day is I have a stepdaughter, and one thing I always say to my husband is please don't ever, when you're upset with Bella, don't ever call her mom's name because both of my parents would do that to me and it would make me so mad. My mom would be like, "Okay, John," or my dad would be like, "All right, little Vicky." And I was like, "Fuck you." So you chose this person. I didn't choose them. And now you're throwing it in my face as a negative, but they're still my parents and I love you both. So why are you putting me in this situation? Now, luckily for Teddy, she had numerous other outlets to put her energy into at the time. Essentially, if I didn't have a sport or something that I really cared about growing up, I think I probably would have been slightly more fucked up. But as for her comments about Dorit and PK's split, which they announced on Instagram earlier this month, Teddy took note of the timing. After all the rumor, I guess there were rumors prior to the separation, claimed Dorit would be fired or demoted if she didn't come clean about her marriage. She said, "I do think that's odd timing after we saw some, tons of press that Dorit was not going to be asked back or was going to be asked back in a limited capacity." But in response, Teddy's co-host Tamara Judge signaled to Dorit MPK's issues on season 13. You could see that they were struggling last year on the show. He was so, not so nice to her every time that she spoke, and you could see that there was tension there. Mm. Well, Dorit and PK, the marriage is not okay, and it's going to play out on TV. That's just that. So there's that. Now, moving on. Moving on. I saw this little article and I wanted to kind of just address it because Taste of Reality came out and said, rumor, depressed Janet Caperna was obsessed with Vanderpump Rules when she befriended Sheena and moved to the Valley. It's alleged that Janet Caperna was a Vanderpump Rules superfan when she befriended Sheena. Hmm. Now, before sharing receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, Honda Civic Selfie provided context for the text exchange she shared. So I live in Columbus around 2 years ago when my boss at the time learned about this account. She told me about her friend who got divorced, ditched everyone, and took off to LA to be friends with Sheena. I completely forgot until suddenly last week. Now the text, Honda Civic Selfie began. I'm sorry this is so out of the blue. I wish I could properly explain what has led me to this moment, but it just happened. That sounds weird. I'm sorry. I'm kind of stoned, okay? I remember you telling me you had a friend that moved to LA and became friends with Sheena. Was her name Janet? And Columbus Gal responded, ha ha ha. Don't feel weird. This is a normal text. Yes, Janet used to be one of my besties. Yeah, she was obsessed with Vanderpump Rules, is what Columbus Gal said. And then Janet became friends with Sheena and went on vacation there and then moved there afterwards. Now, they asked if Janet's old friend is like, I guess, watching the Valley. And she said, I kind of can't believe this woman that you mentioned in passing is now number one on the shit list of Bravo fans. Haha. It's just wild to me. Did you guys go to high school together? So there was a whole text exchange. Now, let me say something really quick. I've been around Janet for a long time. She's been around for a long time. Who gives a shit why she moved to LA? She's on the show now. It doesn't matter. She has a husband, she's a mom, she has a kid. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I do want to hear what you guys think. So pop off in the comment section. If you guys are not subscribed, get subscribed. Do not forget to hit that notification bell. And we'll see you in just a little bit. Love you guys. Happy Memorial Day weekend. See you next time. Bye.